Imagine amassing a fortune so vast it rivals entire nations, where your wealth is measured not in millions, but in the power to shape economies, influence governments, and quietly steer the course of history. Now imagine doing all this while remaining a complete mystery to the world. These are the invisible billionaires of Germany, men and women whose names rarely appear in headlines, whose faces are unknown even to their neighbors, and whose voices are never heard in public. Their homes are fortresses, hidden behind layers of security and secrecy. For these families, privacy isn't just a preference, it's a way of life, passed down through generations like a priceless heirloom. You might not know their names, but you know their empires. Every time you drive a BMW, shop at Aldi, or use software from SAP, you're touching the legacy of these hidden dynasties. Yet despite their influence, you'll find almost nothing about them in the public eye. No glossy magazine profiles, no red carpet appearances, no tell-all interviews. Their silence is as valuable as their gold. Their privacy is their ultimate luxury. At exclusive gatherings, guests are vetted, cameras are banned, and every detail is shrouded in discretion. For these billionaires, anonymity is the ultimate status symbol. Today we're pulling back the curtain on the Schaefers, Albrechts, Quants, and more. Families so powerful, even Elon Musk can't get a meeting. Their boardrooms are battlegrounds, their decisions ripple across continents, and their stories are rarely told. We'll explore how they built untouchable empires, starting from humble workshops in war-torn cities, rising through shrewd deals, relentless ambition, and sometimes controversial choices. Their wealth is not just inherited, it's engineered, protected, and multiplied in silence. To stay off the grid, they employ ex-intelligence officers, use encrypted communications, and build layers of legal and physical protection. Some say their greatest asset isn't money, it's invisibility. This is the story of the billionaires who own the world but refuse to be seen in it. Their influence is everywhere, but their presence is nowhere. Get ready, because what we're about to uncover will challenge everything you thought you knew about wealth, power, and the true meaning of privacy. Welcome to the world of Germany's invisible billionaires. In the world of industry, where noise and chaos reign, there exists a family whose legacy is built on silence and precision. Meet the Schaefers, the kings of bearings, whose inventions quietly keep the world in motion, yet whose own lives remain shrouded in mystery. Their story is not one of loud headlines or public spectacle, but of quiet mastery and relentless innovation. Georg and Maria Elisabeth Schaefer preside over a $20 billion empire, yet their presence is almost spectral. They glide through the world's elite circles unseen, their names whispered in boardrooms but rarely spoken aloud in public. Their fortune is vast, but their privacy is even more fiercely guarded. The Schaefer saga began in the ashes of post-war Germany. In a modest Bavarian workshop, ingenuity was born out of necessity. Maria Elisabeth's father, Wilhelm Schaefer, was a visionary, obsessed with efficiency, driven by a desire to rebuild. Together with his brother, he invented the needle roller bearing, a tiny marvel that would revolutionize machinery worldwide. While others chased fame, the Schaefers embedded their genius into the very fabric of the global supply chain. Their bearings became the silent backbone of cars, planes, and even spacecraft, indispensable, yet invisible. Their products traveled the world, but their story remained hidden. Maria Elisabeth, the matriarch, is rarely seen in public. Her son Georg is even more elusive, living in the United States, his movements tracked only by the rare appearance of his signature on billion-dollar deals. Their absence from the spotlight is not accidental, it is their greatest asset. Their estates are fortresses, their jets untraceable, their inner circle bound by loyalty and silence. Every detail of their lives is meticulously protected, every appearance calculated. In a world obsessed with exposure, the Schaefers have mastered the art of vanishing. Their philosophy is simple: build something essential, make it the best, then disappear into the background. The Schaefers are not just manufacturers, they are perfectionists, constantly refining, always innovating, never satisfied with good enough. While the world obsesses over tech billionaires and celebrity CEOs, the Schaefers quietly power the empires of others. Their bearings are the hidden force behind the machines that define modern life. From the cars we drive to the rockets that reach for the stars, the Schaefers are the ultimate example of thriving in silence. Their wealth is immense, their influence global, yet their greatest achievement may be their ability to remain unseen. kings of bearings, and true masters of silence. Step into the digital shadows with Hasso Plattner, the enigmatic co-founder of SAP, the silent titan powering the world's biggest businesses. In the 1970s, while Silicon Valley was dreaming in garages, Plattner and his team were quietly building the software backbone of global commerce from a small German town. Their vision? To create a system so essential it would become invisible, woven into the fabric of every major corporation, yet rarely seen by the public eye. Today, Plattner's net worth hovers around $18 billion, but you'd be hard-pressed to find a trace of him online. He's a digital ghost, a billionaire who's mastered the art of invisibility in an age obsessed with exposure. SAP isn't a household name like Apple or Google. Instead, it's the silent engine behind the scenes, managing payroll, logistics, and supply chains for 99% of the Fortune 500. If you've ever bought a car, flown on a plane, or even shopped for groceries, chances are SAP's code made it possible. Plattner's approach to wealth is as meticulous as his code. His Potsdam estate is a fortress of technology, high walls, encrypted networks, and security systems that would make a spy jealous. He's not interested in flashy parties or paparazzi. Instead, he's built a sanctuary where privacy is the ultimate luxury. But behind those gates, Plattner's passions come alive. He's a connoisseur of art, especially Impressionism. Friends recall how he once outbid a rival billionaire for a Monet, then displayed it not in a public gallery, but in a private room, shared only with trusted guests. Eventually, Plattner decided to share his collection, on his own terms. He built the Barberini Museum, a modern palace for masterpieces, where he curates every detail. It's a gift to the city, but also a statement. True generosity doesn't require a spotlight. On the water, Plattner's other obsession takes shape. His superyacht, Visione, isn't a floating nightclub. It's a marvel of engineering, built for speed and stealth. He races across oceans not for applause but for the thrill of mastering wind and wave, always keeping a low profile. Plattner controls his narrative with the precision of a software update. He gives talks only when he chooses, never lingering for interviews or personal questions. Colleagues say he's as elusive in conversation as he is online, always steering the topic back to technology, never himself. In a world where tech moguls overshare every detail, Plattner has achieved the impossible. He's erased himself from the public internet. No Instagram, no Twitter, not even a leaked vacation photo. It's a feat that baffles cybersecurity experts and frustrates journalists alike. While others chase followers and headlines, Plattner built the system that runs the world's business, and then used it to shield himself from it. He's the anti-celebrity, the architect of digital privacy in an era of relentless exposure. He proves you can shape the digital world and still remain a mystery. To those who know him, Plattner is a paradox. Fiercely private, yet quietly generous. A titan of industry, yet almost invisible. In the end, Plattner doesn't need your data, he's too busy protecting his own. In a world obsessed with sharing, he's mastered the ultimate luxury, the power to disappear, and the wisdom to know when to be seen. In the shadowy heart of post-war Germany, two brothers, Karl and Theo Albrecht, began a journey that would change the world of retail forever. Their names would one day be whispered in boardrooms and supermarket aisles alike, but their faces would become almost mythic, lost to time and secrecy. The Albrecht brothers inherited a modest grocery store from their mother in Essen, a city still scarred by the devastation of World War II. With little more than determination and a relentless work ethic, they transformed this humble shop into the seed of a retail revolution. Their philosophy was radical: strip away the unnecessary, focus on essentials, and pass every possible saving to the customer. No frills, no advertising, no extravagance, just ruthless efficiency and absolute secrecy. But as their empire grew, so did the risks. In 1971, Theo was kidnapped at gunpoint, held for 17 days in a cramped, windowless room. The ransom, 7 million Deutschmarks, was paid, but the trauma would haunt the brothers for the rest of their lives. After Theo's release, the Albrechts vanished from public view. Their homes became fortresses, surrounded by high walls, cameras, and guards. They spoke to the outside world only through a handful of trusted intermediaries. For decades, the brothers became Germany's most elusive billionaires. No new photographs, no interviews, no public appearances. Their existence was confirmed only by the steady, relentless growth of Aldi stores across Europe and beyond. When Karl died in 2014, The media scrambled for images, settling on a decades-old grainy photo. It was as if he had erased himself from the modern world, leaving only a shadow behind. The Albrecht legacy was passed on in silence. Their heirs, trained in discretion from birth, now manage billions through opaque family foundations and secretive trusts. The tradition of invisibility continues. Today, the Albrechts haunt every Aldi store. Their principles, simplicity, secrecy, and savings, are embedded in the company's DNA. Yet their faces remain unknown, their presence felt but never seen. It's a paradox. The Albrechts built an empire for the masses, yet lived in total isolation. Their wealth is public, but their lives are legend, shrouded in mystery, protected by silence. They achieved unimaginable fortune, but at the cost of public existence. Their riches bought them privacy, but also a life behind closed doors. The Albrechts proved that you can build a global brand and still disappear. Their influence stretches from Essen to every corner of the globe, yet their story remains hidden in the shadows. Their legacy is everywhere, on every Aldi shelf, in every checkout line. But their lives are a riddle, unsolved and perhaps unsolvable. They are the ultimate ghost founders, present in every decision, absent from every photograph. Their wealth is public, their lives are legend. The Albrecht brothers vanished from the world's gaze, but their story lingers, an enigma at the heart of a global empire. Dream of owning a BMW. For many, it's more than a car, it's a symbol. A badge of achievement, a whisper of power, a promise of the open road. But behind every BMW, there's a story few ever hear. Thank the Quandt family, silent guardians of Germany's luxury icon. Their influence is everywhere, yet their presence is almost invisible. Siblings Stefan Quandt and Suzanne Klatten control over $40 billion, yet shun the spotlight. They are heirs to a legacy built on resilience, discretion, and a relentless pursuit of excellence. Their father, Herbert Quandt, saved BMW from bankruptcy in 1959, setting the tone for generations of quiet, decisive leadership. Imagine the tension in those boardrooms. Herbert, sleeves rolled up, refusing to let the company die. His gamble paid off, and the family's philosophy was forged: act boldly, speak softly. Stefan is an engineer at heart, deeply involved but almost invisible. He prefers the hum of machinery to the flash of cameras. Colleagues say he knows every inch of the factory floor, every name on the assembly line. Suzanne, Germany's richest woman, is formidable but fiercely private. She's a chemist by training, a strategist by nature. Her philanthropy is vast, but her public appearances are rare, each one carefully chosen, each word measured. After a high-profile blackmail attempt, their commitment to secrecy only deepened. The world saw headlines, the Quandts saw a lesson. Privacy is the ultimate shield. Their lifestyle is understated: private jets, beautiful homes, but always behind closed doors. No red carpets, no magazine spreads, just the quiet hum of engines and the comfort of seclusion. There are no social media accounts, no flashy parties. Invitations are rare, and the guest list is always short. They let BMW's cars be the stars, each model a testament to their philosophy: let your work speak for you. Protecting the brand by staying in the background, they orchestrate from the shadows, never seeking applause. For the Quandts, true luxury is privacy. It's the freedom to choose who enters your world and who never will. They are custodians, not celebrities. Industrialists in the old-fashioned sense. Their legacy is measured not in headlines, but in generations. Their power is in ownership, not display. Every decision is deliberate, every move calculated for the long game. In a world of celebrity CEOs, the Quandts prove the greatest luxury is owning the spotlight without ever standing in it. Their names are whispered in boardrooms, not shouted on red carpets. They steer one of the world's most visible brands from near invisibility. Every BMW on the road is a quiet testament to their vision. The ultimate driving force, hidden in plain sight. In the world of understated luxury, the Quandts are the masters of silence, the architects of legacy, and the quiet power behind the wheel. Their story is not just about wealth, but about the art of staying unseen while shaping everything we see. Imagine a world where the smallest things, screws, bolts, fasteners, hold together not just machines but entire fortunes. How do you turn something so ordinary into a $20 billion empire? The answer lies in the story of Reinhold Wirth, Germany's legendary screw king. Reinhold was just 19 when tragedy struck. His father passed away suddenly. leaving him the keys to a tiny family business in the quiet town of Kunzelsau. With little more than determination and a knack for sales, he set out to transform his father's modest screw shop into something extraordinary. Reinhold's vision was simple but radical: bring the screws directly to the craftsmen who needed them, wherever they were. He built a direct sales force, men and women in red Worth jackets, who became trusted partners to mechanics, builders, and engineers across the world. These sales reps weren't just employees, they were the lifeblood of the company, forging personal bonds with customers and ensuring Worth's products became indispensable. Reinhold's genius was in understanding that trust, not just quality, would set his company apart. Despite his business success, Reinhold remained a mystery. He shunned the spotlight, keeping his private life carefully separated from his growing empire. Colleagues recall how he would slip out of company parties early, preferring quiet reflection to public praise. To protect his legacy, Reinhold locked ownership of the company in family trusts. This move ensured that control and privacy would remain with the Worth family for generations, shielding them from prying eyes and hostile takeovers. Today, his daughter Bettina leads the board. She's inherited not just the company, but her father's hands-on approach, preferring to work behind the scenes, guiding the business with a steady, quiet hand. The Worths are passionate collectors, but their art isn't hidden away. Over 20,000 pieces, masterpieces, and modern wonders are displayed in museums they built for the public, a gift to their community and a testament to their love of beauty. At home, the Worths live surrounded by art, but always behind layers of security and discretion. Their residences are sanctuaries, filled with creativity, but far from the public eye. Despite their wealth, the Worths have never abandoned their roots. They prefer the peace of Kunzelsau to the glitz of Berlin or Munich, finding comfort in the rhythms of small-town life. The Worth empire thrives in the shadows of industry, an unglamorous but essential world. Their success is built on relentless hard work, loyalty, and a culture of privacy that shields them from the chaos of the outside world. Their fortune is built on being the best at what no one else notices, making sure every connection, every joint, is perfect. It's a business where details matter, and the Worths have mastered them all. The Worths prove you don't need flash to become a billionaire, just relentless focus, quiet ambition, and the wisdom to remain invisible. In a world obsessed with attention, their greatest strength is what no one sees. This is the invisible empire of the Screw King. Every single day as the world wakes up, millions of tons of goods begin their silent journey across continents and oceans. From the shoes on your feet to the phone in your hand, almost everything you touch has traveled a path orchestrated by an invisible force. Klaus Michael Kuhn, the $35 billion logistics ghost. He is the unseen hand behind the global flow of commerce, a man whose influence stretches from bustling Asian ports to quiet European towns. As the majority owner of Kuhn plus Nagel, Klaus Michael Kuhn is the invisible architect of the modern supply chain. His company is the nervous system of global trade, connecting factories, warehouses, and retailers in a seamless web. While others chase headlines, Kuhn quietly ensures that the world never stops moving. Kuhn inherited a modest family business and transformed it into a global titan. Yet, despite his vast empire, he remains a shadowy figure, rarely photographed, almost never seen in public. His power is felt everywhere, but his presence is almost ghostly, haunting the corridors of commerce without ever stepping into the spotlight. He lives in a Swiss fortress, surrounded by layers of security and silence. His life is a series of private jets, high-security compounds, and discreet luxury. For Kuhn, privacy is not just a preference, it's a fortress, shielding him from the world even as he moves it. Kuhn owns major stakes in shipping and logistics, moving billion-dollar pieces on a global chessboard. His decisions ripple through economies, affecting the price of goods, the fate of companies, and the livelihoods of millions. He's both player and kingmaker, shaping the world from behind closed doors. Though he rarely gives interviews, Kuhn shapes Hamburg's culture from a distance. His strategic investments in music, sports, and the city's skyline have left an indelible mark. He is a patron of the arts, a silent benefactor whose generosity is felt but whose face is seldom seen. With no children to inherit his fortune, Kuhn has pledged his wealth to a foundation supporting logistics, education, and medicine. His legacy will be one of innovation and opportunity, empowering future generations to move the world in new ways. His legacy is secured, his privacy total. Every detail of his life is guarded, every movement calculated. In a world obsessed with exposure, Kuhn has mastered the art of remaining unseen. Kuhn profits from global connections, yet remains disconnected from public view. He is everywhere and nowhere, a phantom at the heart of the world's commerce. He built an empire on movement, but his own life is perfectly stationary and impenetrable. The world rushes by outside his walls, but inside, time seems to stand still. The world's goods move because of him, but he remains unseen. Klaus Michael Kuhn, the logistics ghost, is the silent force who moves the world, yet leaves no trace. In the age of transparency, he is the last true enigma of global wealth. In the heart of Germany, where fortunes are made and lost in silence, there exists a man whose name is whispered in boardrooms but rarely spoken aloud in public. Dieter Schwartz, owner of Lidl and Kaufland, architect of a retail empire that stretches across continents. He is Germany's richest man, with a fortune exceeding $45 billion. Yet, to the world, he is a ghost. The story begins in a humble family grocery store where a young Dieter learned the rhythms of commerce from his father. He inherited not just a business, but a philosophy. Keep costs low, keep ambitions high, and never let the world see your next move. As the years passed, Dieter perfected the discount model, transforming a small-town shop into a global retail juggernaut. But with every new store, every billion earned, he retreated further from the spotlight. Only 2 known photographs of him exist, both decades old, both shrouded in mystery. The headquarters of his empire in Neckarsulm is known as the Fortress. Employees pass through layers of security, their every move watched, their words weighed. No one speaks of Dieter's presence because few have ever seen him. Inside, confidentiality is law. Employees sign agreements so strict even their families know little of their work. Dieter's personal data is meticulously erased from public records, birthdays, addresses, even his voice, all hidden behind layers of legal protection. Yet, in his hometown of Heilbronn, his presence is felt everywhere. Billions flow quietly into civic projects, universities, libraries, parks, all funded by the Schwartz Foundation. Locals tell stories of anonymous donations, of scholarships that arrive with no sender's name. Dieter's strategy is simple: protect himself and his family by becoming a myth. He runs his empire through a trusted circle of intermediaries, men and women who speak for him but never about him. He is the ultimate puppet master, pulling strings from the shadows. His decisions ripple across continents, yet his name is absent from press releases, his face missing from annual reports. Try searching for him online. You'll find almost nothing. No interviews, no speeches, not even a verified social media account. His digital footprint is a void, a deliberate erasure. And yet, his influence is everywhere. Every time a shopper grabs a Lidl bag or fills a Kaufland cart, they touch the legacy of a man they'll never meet. He built a brand for the masses, then deleted himself from the public record. With enough money you can buy anything, even your own disappearance. Dieter Schwartz has turned invisibility into an art form, a shield against the dangers of fame and fortune. His wealth is public, his life is erased. The ultimate billionaire ghost, Dieter Schwartz, the $45 billion man who erased himself. In a world obsessed with fame, he chose the shadows and became untouchable. In the high-stakes world of pharmaceuticals, where fortunes are made and lost in the blink of an eye, 2 families have quietly built a $50 billion dynasty while staying almost invisible. The Boehringer and von Baumbach clans are the architects of this empire, their influence woven into the very fabric of global health, yet their names rarely grace the headlines. Boehringer Ingelheim, founded in 1885 by Albert Boehringer, began as a modest chemical factory in Ingelheim am Rhein. Over generations, the family transformed it into a pharmaceutical powerhouse, developing breakthrough drugs that have saved millions of lives. Through world wars, economic crises, and scientific revolutions, the company remained family-owned, its mission unwavering. The secret to their enduring control? A labyrinth of family trusts and tight-knit committees. Decisions are made behind closed doors with only a handful of trusted relatives and advisors, privy to the company's true direction. Privacy isn't just a preference, it's a fortress, shielding them from both corporate raiders and public scrutiny. At the helm stands Hubertus von Baumbach, the current chairman. To the outside world, he's a reserved executive, rarely photographed, never flamboyant. But within the company, he's known for his meticulous attention to detail, and his almost legendary memory for names and numbers. Employees recall stories of him quietly visiting labs at midnight, checking on experiments, and leaving handwritten notes of encouragement. Their headquarters is far from the glare of Frankfurt's financial district, nestled deep in the forests of Rhineland-Palatinate. The estate is protected by layers of security, motion sensors, biometric gates, and a staff trained to blend into the background. Even the local villagers speak in hushed tones about the castle in the woods. Unlike other billionaires, the Baringers and von Baumbachs shun the spotlight. They avoid media, lavish events, and personal interviews, letting science, not family, be the story. When a major drug launch makes headlines, the family is conspicuously absent, their names omitted from press releases and gala guest lists. This obsession with privacy is more than personal, it's strategic. By staying out of the public eye, the family shields itself from activist investors and short-term market pressures. This allows them to invest billions in long-term research, pursuing cures for diseases that others deem too risky or unprofitable. Philanthropy is significant but understated. The family's charitable foundations quietly fund hospitals, scholarships, and global health initiatives. In one story, a rare disease clinic in Africa received a life-saving shipment of medicine. No press release, no ribbon cutting, just a discreet note from friends in Germany. For the Baringers and von Baumbachs, the true reward isn't public acclaim or magazine covers. It's the stability of a 130-year-old legacy, passed quietly from one generation to the next. Family gatherings are private affairs, where stories of past triumphs and near disasters are shared in confidence. Their reach is global. From cancer treatments to animal health, their products touch lives on every continent. Billions flow through their accounts, yet their influence is felt most in the quiet moments. A child cured, a pandemic slowed, a new hope delivered to a distant village. The ultimate pharmaceutical phantoms, impacting lives but never seen. Their power lies not in fame, but in the shadows, where science and secrecy shape the future of medicine. And as the world changes, the Baringer and von Baumbach families remain untouchable, unseen, and utterly essential. So there you have it, the secret lives of Germany's untouchable billionaires. But as we pull back the velvet curtain, we're left with more questions than answers. What does it truly mean to wield such immense invisible power? How do these families shape the world while remaining hidden from it? They shape our world from the shadows, mastering the art of invisibility. Every decision, every handshake, every silent nod in a boardroom ripples outwards, affecting millions, sometimes billions of lives. Yet, their names rarely make headlines. Their faces are seldom seen. Their empires are everywhere, but their lives are locked behind fortified estates and ironclad NDAs. The world knows their brands, their products, their influence, yet the people behind them remain a mystery. It's a life of paradox, omnipresent yet unseen. They built fortunes by serving billions, then used that wealth to vanish. For them, privacy isn't just a luxury, it's a fortress. Every layer of secrecy is another shield, another barrier between their world and ours. They are the ghosts in the machine of global capitalism, silent, powerful, and unseen. Their influence is woven into the fabric of our daily lives, from the food we eat to the technology we use. Yet their stories are written in invisible ink. Who are these invisible architects? What drives them to remain hidden, even as their empires grow? Is it fear, humility, or simply the ultimate power move to control everything while revealing nothing? That's the billion-dollar question, and they're not answer. But maybe, just maybe, the real story isn't about what they're hiding, it's about what we choose to see. Thanks for watching. Destroy that like button, and I'll see you next time.